If every single human being disappeared from Earth tomorrow, the universe would not notice. I bring this to your attention because lately there have been many times in my life where I've been feeling pretty empty when I think about just how little of an impact we as humans can actually make. The first thing that we can barely make an impact on is when we consider the size of the Earth, when we consider the size of the planet that we're living in versus the size of the universe, right? Earth is so insignificant and so incredibly small in the universe that it's not even worth mentioning. That's how small we are in the universe in terms of size, right? I mean, there's us, there's the Earth in the solar system, in our galaxy, in the universe. It's not even comprehensible. We can't even comprehend how big the universe is, which, for all we know, could be infinitely large, right? If it's really infinitely large, then we're a joke. Then our size is a joke. And not just in terms of our physical size, not just in terms of the physical size of the Earth, but also when you consider the actual impact that the Earth has on the universe, which is nothing. If every single human being jumped, the universe would not care. If every single human being, um, I don't know, did like the most amazing and incredible and genius inventions, like building towers that are, I don't know, skyscrapers 10,000 feet tall, bro, it doesn't matter. The universe does not care. Even if we go to Mars, right? Like, let's say Elon Musk, probably one of the most high impact, he's probably the one person to make one of the biggest impacts to humanity ever, which is to send humanity to Mars, which is crazy, to make life multiplanetary. Even if we do that, the universe just laughs at us. Okay, so we've established a home on Earth. We've colonized Mars. Then, then what? Earth and Mars combined together is still laughable to the universe. It's still nothing in terms of physical size and in terms of the impact it can make. I'm not trying to make anyone depressed here. I'm not trying to cause depression. I'm not trying to say that there's nothing that we can do which will be of any difference in the end. I think the best thing that we can do is to impact humanity, right? Like one of the best things that we can probably do right now for humanity is to cure cancer. That would be huge, saving millions and millions of lives in the future and now. And that would be crazy for humanity. Such a such a step in the right direction for the health of humanity. But again, that is only in terms of humanity. I think that's the best thing that we can do is to have some sort of impact on the human beings around us and around the world. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's your friends traveling, maybe it's your community. But again, even though that, yeah, I mean, I think that's the best thing that we can do, which is to impact humans. Even though humans will never matter in the universe, I still think it is something worth striving for, which is to create some sort of an impact to humanity. I mean, yeah, just think about it. Like humans really do not matter in the universe. In the grand scheme of things, there's also another element, which is time, right? How long has civilization been around? Thousands of years, right? The universe, billions of years. It is crazy how big of a difference that is and just how laughable we really are in the universe. There really is nothing that we can do in the universe, in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger picture. But by no means am I saying, okay, go and do whatever you want with your life, go blow all your money, go gamble, go just have fun because in the end, none of it's going to matter. No, I think, in fact, quite the opposite. I think it is I think it is a shame for any person to not live up to their full potential. I think mediocrity is, I absolutely do not like mediocrity. I despise mediocrity. I think every one of us has the potential to be something greater if we really try. Just, I know that sounds pretty generic, but I mean, we've been given this life, this beautiful life. We may as well just play the cards that we've been dealt to the best of our ability. And even though it might not matter in the end, it's certainly going to matter in our lifetime. At least on that deathbed, if you had lived a life where you really gave it your all, took all those risks, took all your shots, I think it would be a lot more peaceful than if you just wasted all your opportunities, and you're full of regret on that deathbed. So go out, go have the biggest adventure in your life, go write the most beautiful story ever. But in the end, the story of humanity will never make it into the story of the universe. And I know all of this sounds really negative. It's very nihilistic, that's for sure. But I wouldn't say it's pessimistic, because pessimistic is negativity. Nihilistic is realistically, realistically speaking, realistically speaking, what can we as humans do in the grand scheme of the universe, in the grand scheme of the cosmos? How can we impact it at all? For me personally, my faith helps a lot. I'm a Christian and I do believe in eternal life. And I think that is the missing piece to the puzzle, at least for me, because eternal life, that is kind of what bridges the gap between the finiteness of humanity and the infiniteness of God. So my faith, for me, that's something that really helps when I think about just how little of an impact we ultimately make. Probably zero impact in the grand scheme of the universe. If you don't subscribe to that idea, there's other options, right? There's optimistic nihilism, which basically says, okay, if there really is no one objective meaning to the grand scheme of life, if the purpose of humanity is just so hard to really pinpoint, so hard to dissect, so hard to explain, if the values of humanity are so hard to explain, then let's create our own values. If there's no ultimate values to life, which would make some sort of difference in the grand scheme of things, then why not create our own values? I think that's a nice way to approach it. And yeah, we all need to find something in our lives that makes every day worth living. And for some, I mean, even for me, just living by itself is such a beautiful gift. But I think it's extremely important to consider the future, to consider our futures. Even if you're old, it doesn't matter. There's all going to be that one day where our time is up. And I think it's pretty important to consider what sort of purpose, what sort of ultimate meaning that we can have in the universe.